Alright guys, so today I wanted to comment on an older article, a few months old, from NBC in which they say that Sallie Mae celebrated a record year of issuing student loans by flying 100 of their employees over to Hawaii. Now, my first reaction was I was pretty upset about this, right? The internet, of course, they had a field day with it. But my initial reaction, I was mad, but not too long after that, I realized, you know what, they're a company just like any other company who had a good year and now they're celebrating. The reason I'm not upset with them, instead I'm upset with the whole system in general. And the first person that I would point to is the US government. And that is that they continue to loan money to kids with no income and they write them a blank check. And by the way, there's no getting out of those student loans. You practically have to die in order to get out of those loans. You can't, file bankruptcy and get out of them. They follow you forever, and they're just become a burden. And I'll explain that in a little bit. But who is fueling that fire? And that is the US government, because they're issuing them and backing them up as well. The other person that I'll blame are the universities. I believe the universities have gotten away from their core missions of education. Yes, I know there's research involved, but I feel that other things have become more important and they're spending quite a significant amount of money. Now, I'm going to hit the timeout button. I live in Texas. I'm here in the North Texas area, and I'm very cognizant of the fact that the state has started to reduce their portion of what they help to pay for the university, and so that's put the burden on the student. That's a separate issue, but it's along the same lines. So I'm not going to blame it all on the universities. There's plenty of fingers to point. Last but not least, I'm going to point the finger at the student and the moms and dads. Now, that may seem harsh, but hear me out. Number one, I understand that there's plenty of people who have student loans and who have used them responsibly. But I will tell you that in my experience, the vast majority of the people didn't really understand how they worked, didn't understand. They were a little bit more optimistic than they should have been, and really there were other alternatives. You have all these three different parties that are fueling this fire, but it starts with the government. Instead, what I would tell you is, I'm a big follower of Dave Ramsey, and he'll tell you that there's all sorts of different ways. Obviously, what you want to do is start saving early, start investing so that you can be able to pay, and there's different avenues, and I'll leave some links on how you can get some more information. Second of all, he also suggests that once students are in high school, that they improve their grades, that they start applying for scholarships. As a matter of fact, he suggests that their job be nothing but applying for scholarships. And then last but not least is obviously investing, planning, and also, hey, there's nothing wrong with the student working. There's a lot of different things. One more that I forgot to say is school choice. School choice is a big importance. Yes, I would love to have gone to Harvard and MIT and Columbia and Brown and all these other colleges, but the reality is that I couldn't afford that. I couldn't afford to pay not only the tuition, but then out-of-state tuition, and then also the room and board or rent or whatever I'd have to do. People do that and then just put it on student debts, and that's a really, really bad idea. What I would tell you is there are alternatives, and it's something that you can definitely tackle, and Dave Ramsey's where I'd point you. Now, how is this related to real estate? Well, I've got to tell you that on a regular basis, both young buyers and even older buyers, middle-aged and even older buyers, I still see them suffering and holding this debt around their leg called student loans. They're small, they're big, they're enormous, they're bigger than their mortgage. And guess what? It's harder to qualify for a loan. It's less money that you can put towards a mortgage. It's less money that you can use to prosper. A lot of people put off starting a family. A lot of people put off starting, investing. A lot of people put off buying a home. I see that on a regular basis, and it just crushes me. I feel bad for them. That's how it's real estate related, right? So with that being said, I'm late to the party. Everyone else and their mother reported on this. I haven't had time. I just got around to it. I hope you found my opinion of value. I hope I didn't get too political there. I think it's something that both parties, everyone can agree on that needs to be fixed, because it's an issue that's getting out of control. It's only going to get worse if we don't address it. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you found it fun, informative, and educational. And if I can do anything for you, whether you're thinking about buying, selling, or renting, feel free to reach out to me. I'd be happy to help you out. Thanks so much for watching this video.